Do you want to learn how to deal with rejection better? Do you want to learn how to not take rejection so personally, where you feel embarrassed and ashamed and disappointed for getting rejected, and in turn feel disappointed and ashamed and embarrassed about yourself? Do you want to instead learn how to feel confident and brave and proud of yourself for going after something that you wanted, no matter what the outcome was? Whether you got the thing you wanted or you got rejected, you still feel good about the experience and about yourself. If you want to learn how to deal with rejection like that, then keep watching, because in today's video, I'll share 3 main things. 1, I'll share what you need to learn how to do in order to deal with rejection the way that I just talked about. 2, I'll talk about why. Why should you learn how to do the thing that I'm going to share with you? What are the benefits? And 3, I'm going to talk about how you can actually learn how to do the thing that I'm going to share with you in order to deal with rejection better. Keep watching. Let's get started. Have you ever wondered why 2 people can experience the same situation of getting rejected, but have 2 completely different ways of dealing with things? Let's take 2 people, for example, Rebecca and Holly. Why is it that when Rebecca gets rejected, let's say from asking a guy out, the experience can negatively affect her mental and emotional well-being. It can cause her confidence to lower, her self-esteem to be crushed. It can cause her to feel ashamed, embarrassed, even worthless. When she starts to feel all of these things, it feels very real. Her experience is real, her emotions are valid, but then she starts to think about memories and thoughts about other times in her life where she has felt the same way. So she starts recalling different memories, right? And then she begins to fall into this thoughts and feelings feedback loop. Her thoughts are triggering the emotions, and the emotions are triggering the thoughts, and it just keeps looping around and around, and it becomes real hard to pull herself out of that reality. All of these things combined, this situation of getting rejected can either strengthen existing fears within her or create new ones that stop her from going after what she wants again in the future as freely as she once used to, right? So the fears start stacking up. These experiences translate into fear, and it becomes this mental block. Let's take a look at how Holly deals with this situation. The same situation of getting rejected by a guy that she asked out. She also feels the feelings of embarrassment, maybe a little shame, disappointment. She's able to recognize her experience, but then also acknowledge the feelings of pride that she has within her for going after something that she wanted and that scared her. She feels confident and brave. These feelings help her look at the situation of getting rejected and allow her to not take things so personally. And she actually feels good about this experience. The feelings of pride and confidence and joy even overrides the feelings of shame and embarrassment. The thoughts that she has about herself, the beliefs, are actually really supportive and beneficial because of the feelings too. So she's, same thing, thoughts and feelings, feedback loop, but in a positive way. All of these things combined, this new experience of getting rejected strengthens her already existing belief about herself of, oh, I can go through this experience and get over it. I can deal with this experience and not take things personally. I actually feel really proud of myself. I'll just keep doing what I'm doing in the future. Maybe there's a different way I can do things better. The way that she's thinking about how she'll deal with it next time is positively adaptive. Now that you've heard both sides, which girl do you resonate more with? Do you resonate more with the way Rebecca deals with things or the way Holly does? If you're sitting there wondering, what the is Holly's secret, and how can I deal with rejection more like her and less like Rebecca? Then keep watching, because that's exactly what this video is all about. The rest of this video will be broken down into 3 parts. The first one, I will tell you what the main difference between the 2 girls are and what you have to learn how to do in order to learn how to deal with rejection the way Holly does. Part 2 is I'll tell you why. Why should you want to learn how to do the thing that I'm going to share with you? What are the benefits? And then lastly, of course, I'll share how you actually do the thing that will help you learn how to deal with rejection more like Holly. Before we get into it, do me a favor and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It really helps me and my channel out so that you can continue getting more videos just like this one that's gonna help you live a better, more fulfilling life. Part 1, what's the main difference between these 2 girls? It is their mindset. And what is mindset? Mindset is basically your beliefs, your thoughts, your feelings, and your behaviors. What you have to learn how to do in order to deal with rejection more like Holly is to learn how to change your mindset. You want to change the way you think and feel about yourself after getting rejected. You want to change how you think and feel about the experience of getting rejected itself. You want to change the meaning you give to rejection. You want to change the way you associate yourself with the experience of getting rejected. So part 2 is why. Why should you learn how to change your mindset? What are the benefits? The main benefit is so that you're able to move through the rest of your life not bound by fear of your past experiences. Now that you know what to do and why to do it, the last part of this video is about the how. This is the meat of the whole video. How can I learn to change my mindset so that I can deal with rejection better? The first thing I want to get into about changing your mindset, it is a whole ass process. There's so many components to it, and it's way more than I can fit in this one video, so I'm not even gonna try. But once you get started, it becomes a lifelong journey, so be patient with yourself. When you begin this journey of changing your mindset, just focus on your thoughts and your feelings about yourself after getting rejected. Like, this is like very specific thing that we're changing our mindset about, right? This is just like a very small piece of the pie when it comes to changing your mindset. But just focus on your thoughts and your feelings after the experience of getting rejected. Observe it mindfully. Ask yourself, is this serving me? And if it's not, start to ponder about what you would like to think and feel about yourself after getting rejected instead. You might be wondering, how should I think and feel about myself after getting rejected? Here's a good place to start. You want to feel worthy, no matter what the outcome is. You want to still feel good about yourself. You want to feel good about yourself for putting yourself into that experience. And maybe even though you didn't get the outcome you wanted, you still did it. So you want to feel proud, you want to feel worthy, you want to feel good. You might be thinking, that's great advice, Jen, but how? How do I go about feeling and thinking these things about myself after getting rejected? I'll tell you. You want to use positive reinforcements. There are 3 different ways you can give yourself positive reinforcements so that you can associate positive feelings and thoughts about yourself to the experience of getting rejected. Give yourself verbal, positive affirmations. Tell yourself things like, good job, I did something that scared me, I'm so proud, all right? Give yourself those verbal affirmations. I did my best, doesn't matter about the outcome, I still did it anyways. Number 2 is give yourself a small reward. Give yourself a little treat. Make sure it's not something that you always give yourself. This needs to be significant enough that it's gonna be a nice way to congratulate yourself, but you also don't want it to be too big or too meaningless. Number 3, seek out external validation. Maybe after the experience of getting rejected, you reach out to a friend or a family member that you really trust and you tell them about your experience. And these are people that are very likely to hype you up and give you positive encouragement and feedback that creates these good, yummy feelings in yourself of like, hey, even though I got rejected, I was able to tell my best friend about the experience, and her encouragement and love makes me feel proud of myself. All right, so those are 3 ways that you can give yourself positive reinforcements, and those are 3 things that you can practice that will teach your body and your mind how to feel good about yourself after getting rejected. And trust me, this is a process. It's going to take time. It's not going to happen right away. It's going to feel really forced to begin with, but remember the why you're doing this, right? And that's why I addressed it earlier. And that's why, you always have to know your own why too. Here is a recap of the most important points I made in today's video. First thing I talked about is what you need to learn how to do in order to deal with rejection better. Learn how to change your mindset. Begin on that journey. You want to learn how to change your thoughts and feelings about yourself and about rejection. Secondly, I talked about why you should learn to change your mindset. The most important reason I offered is that you can continue to go through the rest of your life unbound by fears of your past experiences. It's so that you don't allow those past experiences to hold you back from going after the things that you want in the future. It's so that you don't become afraid of rejection, because rejection is something that will happen to us continuously over time, over the course of our life. But if we become so afraid due to our past experiences, it changes our behavior. It lessens the likelihood of us going after things that we want in the future. So it actually holds us back from things that could really benefit us. And thirdly, I talked about how to actually begin that process of changing your mindset. I touched on a lot of things. One of the most important things I think I talked about is that just remember that changing your mindset is a whole process. And right now we're only looking at a very small piece of the pie when it comes to mindset. We're only talking about rejection here. I also talked about how this is a lifelong process and that it's not going to happen overnight, so just be kind and patient with yourself. That was a long video. This was a long one, but I really hope you got something great out of this. Please let me know in the comments if this video helped you in any way. Keep watching out for my next videos, and I'll see you in the next one.